Just being able to go out there and, just compete against the defense, for us to be able to go and play fast, each and every snap, and actually get the coaches a chance to see what all players, can do, when it's a live period, what they all could do when things go wrong, people fighting against adversity.
Gotcha. He mentioned it was your best scrimmage performance he'd ever seen. What was just different for you compared to the past?
Especially from last year, you always got to find ways to get better, so I found the little things that I need to work on, and just improve the time I had until the scrimmage.
Gotcha. What were the little things you needed to work on?
Main thing was like making people miss, breaking arm tackles, being able to picking my feet up, if I get tripped up, just picking my knees up and just be able to keep running.
Gotcha. How do you go about kind of drilling that stuff during the off season?
It's mainly Coach G. He's during indie drill, he take us through that type of simulation drills or whatever, and we take that drill and we actually put it in game situation.
Gotcha. Obviously, we got to ask about Ty. What's made him kind of get to this point?
Ty been waiting his turn, like 4 years now, and it's not only Ty, but all the other quarterbacks, Keelan, Austin Mack, they all great, and and unfortunately Ty ended up getting that strong position, but it don't matter who's in the game, each and every one of them gonna go in there and make plays.
What was your reaction to Ty officially being named the starter?
Everybody, we really didn't know who was going to be the starter, and once they announced who was going to be the starter, we all had that mindset. It's like, okay, it's time to go work now. It's time to, prepare ourselves, and get ready for the season.
What are just some of the differences that you expect to see between Jalen Milroe and Ty besides just running, obviously?
They're pretty much the same. Both of them could throw. Of course, Jalen Milroe got the speed, but other than that, they're pretty much the same.
What have you thought about kind of guys sort of below you on the depth chart here, Rich and Daniel Hill, Dre? Like, what have you seen from those guys?
Oh, them guys physical. Practice today. Even during the scrimmage, them guys fast, physical, and it don't matter who's in the game. Each and every one of them go make plays.
Can you tell me about your relationship with your O-line?
Oh yeah, we got a great relationship. Pretty much try to hang out with them, every day. At least talk to a few of them, just to build that relationship with each other.
Are there any differences with Coach G over the last couple of years, would you say?
Last year and a few years, we didn't go as far as we wanted to. Mm-hmm. So, in his mind, he got to, find ways to get us better, for us to help the team out.
What are the ways maybe that you've been here, obviously this is nothing new to you, that you've improved the most to, like you say, help the team get better on an everyday basis?
I say becoming more of a leader, be able to speak up, encourage people more. I feel like the previous years, I kind of laid back, watch some of the older guys, just watch how they lead, and now I'm the older guy in the room, so now it's my turn to step up, and teach guys.
Sorry if you've already been asked this, but just what was your reaction to Ty being in the starter yesterday?
Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody knew Ty was going to start, but we all had in our minds, it's like, it's time to go work. It's time to get ready for the season.
You've been teammates with him for a couple of years now. Just where have you seen him grow the most in y'all's time together?
Him just being patient. Just waiting his turn. Watching the older guys. Just learning. Just be able to learn to build his craft. And once his time comes, it's going to be great.
What's he like as a leader, both in the locker room and in the huddle and things like that?
He out here encouraging not only offense but also the defense. Just picking up guys. Just bringing more energy on the field.
And speaking of Ty, I think a lot of people talk about his athleticism and what he can move around the pocket. Just what do you see from him in that area? Kind of like what will fans find out when they see him in that specific area when they see him?
Of course, well, really, Ty haven't really played as many games, but once people see him on the field, they'll be very surprised, the way he moves, step out of the pocket and just make incredible throws. And, it's going to be real shocking to the fans.
Looking at other guys in your room, what kind of improvement have you seen from Daniel Hill over the last little bit?
Of course, he had a shoulder injury, but right now he's been great. He's been fast, physical, being able to get downhill, just run through the defense. So he's going to be great.
A guy as big as him, 245 pounds, like what kind of different things does that bring to y'all's backfield, a different style? Like how does that help when you're going against the defense?
You know, just him being this size, you know, he could do it all. You know, downhill, be able to go out, run routes. You know, he could do it all. And you know, just to have a big back like that is very important.
How versatile would you say this running back room is with the different kind of running styles and things that you guys have?
Oh, we're gonna be great. You know, they up every coming to Belmont. You got to be able to do it all. You know, you got to be able to be a big back, but still be a small back that can still run fast. You know, it's just you got to do it all.
What's the feeling now that the quarterback situation has officially been decided? Does that change the feeling in the room at all?
Oh no, we still competing each and every day. The quarterback's competing every single day. You know, iron sharpen iron. You know, Todd getting better, the young guys getting better, and they're just going to build the team even more.
I'm sure you remember Coach Saban used to wait till the Monday of game week, first game, before he would say who anybody is starting. But Coach Grubb a minute ago was saying he thought it'd be good for the team to go ahead and put it out there and get this out of the way a couple weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, before y'all start playing. What do you think about that?
I feel like that's a good thing. You know, I don't think by the time the season comes, he said like last minute, it'll probably be like a big distraction. You know, social media, people saying Todd's the starter and all that. But right now, we're during camp. You know, it's all we in a building 24 hours. You know, and just not letting it be a big distraction to us.
Is that difficult to tune out, or how do you go about doing that?
It's not really difficult. You know, we just go by it day by day.
I spoke with Coach Blue about a week ago, and I asked him who are the strongest guys on the team, and he did list you. Have you done anything different this offseason, and has it been more of an emphasis on just strength training for you?
You know, I'm just trying to get better each and every day. You know, push myself past the limit. You know, just to build my strength, speed, and all. You know, and working with Coach Blue, of course, he will get you there.
How has he been in the weight room?
Oh, he's been great. You know, if you're not doing the right thing, he gonna get onto you to make sure you're doing the right weight, or if you should be running a certain amount of speed.
Gotcha.
How do you think the offense played in the scrimmage on Saturday?
Oh, we played great. You know, I think the main thing we need to work on is be able to finish. You know, that's really our main problem right now. And but we still got this time now. We're still going to build on it, you know, and improve by the time the season starts.
How have guys responded from areas of improvement that you needed from the scrimmage over the last couple of days in practice?
You know, we just watch film. You know, just go over our mistakes. You know, just find ways to get better.
Coach Spore said you busted a couple of big runs early in the scrimmage. What can you tell us about those?
You know, that's what running backs do. You know, they try to find the small little creases and be able to hit it. You know, and break big runs. You know, and that's what we come here to do.
How are the other aspects of the game, just receiving out of the backfield, pass blocking, things like that?
You know, we work on all that every single day, pass blocking, running, you know, catching the ball. And to be here, that's what you got to do. You can't just be a back that just want to run the ball each and every play. You got to be able to block, you know, out of the backfield and also make catches.
All right, 2 more.
Blocking's been talked about in the wide receiver room, and who have been the examples, who's been leading the charge in that category. Just what kind of an emphasis has that been on an everyday basis for the offensive skill players?
You know, it's kind of great that the receiver is becoming a better blocker. You know, that gives us more chance to break more runs, you know, past the defenders. And you got the receivers down the field also blocking, you know, just helping us get in that end zone.
All right, last question.